Hey guys, it's May 15th, Friday. Thank God it's Friday, woohoo. Thank God it's May 15th, actually. It's just a little before 6 a.m. I am leaving New Haven, Connecticut, and I have to drive down to West Hampton, New Jersey for my OCB polygraph. Because I guess polygraphs don't transfer from, competition to competition or organization to organization, even if they're this close. But anyway, unfortunately, the only time slot they had available when I signed up was 9:35 a.m. And I guess there's so many people for this competition, I guess they have to actually schedule people, which may be better because for the WNBF, my frustrations with that was that, I showed up and had to sit around in their parking lot for 2 hours while the polygraph guy drove in from New York City. So anyway, I guess there are advantages to having it this early, just getting it over with. But, let me start by saying that I totally went on a crazy binge last night. I don't know what it is about me binging like 2 days or like the day before the competition. I have no idea. I don't know. It's all about willpower, but I still feel like part of it is just my body saying, give me food and, carb me up a little bit, because Jeff wanted me to start doing a mild carb up today. And much like, the last competition, I just got a head start. And it was more than a head start, actually. I've been here on business, and yesterday was a very long day. I got up at 4 a.m., so I could get to the little gym before it opened at 5. And I worked out, and I went to the theater, and I just killed myself until like 7:30 p.m. or something like that. Like these jobs that we do when we're on the road are just non-stop. You're just constantly going, whether it be in the car doing a supply run or at the theater, doing any other number of physical things. So they're just exhausting, to say the least. But I was tired, I was stressed, and I had been driving past this Panda Express for like the last 2 days, and I just never stopped, obviously. And then last night, I just kind of talked myself into it. I was at the theater, and I was like, I'm going to go back to the hotel and have my yogurt and my perfect cookie and my potatoes and all that crap. And I just kind of talked myself into it. I said, screw it, I'm going to go get Panda Express. Because the plan was to get some Panda Express and put it in my freezer and keep it until after the competition, because there is not a Panda Express anywhere near Burlington, New Jersey, unfortunately, and there isn't one like on the way back to New York City that I could see. And I wouldn't want to get that anyway, because I'll be driving back to New York City like early in the morning. So anyway, I stopped at Panda, and I got like a 3 entree plate with white rice to save myself some calories. And, man, I ate it like a starving man. I am a starving man. I ate it like I literally had my face in the box, in the styrofoam container of food. And I was like just scooping. At one point, I think I was eating it like a dog. I was eating the rice like out of the container like a dog. And I looked up, and there was this guy just watching me. And of course, it was like the best rest stop ever. Right off, I think it's off of 95 South. If you're going southbound on 95 down towards New York City, there's this rest stop that has a Panda Express, McDonald's, Sbarro, Cheese Box, Carvel, Dunkin' Donuts, something called Melt, which is like a grilled cheese place. I think that's it. They've got all those places under one roof, and it's amazing. So I got the Panda, and I went and got I got my croissant donut from Dunkin' Donuts. If you have never had one of those, they are the bomb. They're a little more expensive than a regular donut, but they're amazing. I got another Oreo cheesecake donut, which is not like my favorite thing in the world. I don't know why I got that, but I got it anyway. So I ate those. I went to Carvel. I got like a Carvel version of like a Flurry or whatever Dairy Queen Blizzard with M&Ms in it. That was really good. And then I went out to the car and I ate my chocolate chip perfect cookie, which that was going to be my big treat for the evening. And then, to add insult to injury, I drove through the McDonald's drive-thru and I got an apple pie and I got an Oreo flurry because they were out of chocolate sauce, so no chocolate sundaes at McDonald's. And that was pretty much it. And I ate a few Pez on the way back because I had stopped at the World of Pez yesterday because they are all made here in New Haven, Connecticut, or Orange, Connecticut. If you have never been, I highly recommend the Pez Visitor Center and Museum. So anyway, I had a handful of Pez. I bought those just to take back to New York City as kind of a souvenir more than anything, but they were here, so why not eat them? And then I got back to the hotel, and that was it. You know, I didn't really eat anything else. I wasn't hungry anymore, obviously. I was more dehydrated than anything, and that brings me to my next point, which is that I personally feel like dehydration is key. You know, everybody kept saying at the competition, "Oh my God, you're so cut. How did you get so cut?" Well, here's the thing. I think my body fat obviously is very low because I've been starving myself. So I have very low body fat. So that is probably 90% of it. I would say the other 10% of it is getting your water weight off. And I sincerely apologize to Jeff if you ever watch these videos. I know you are on the fence or do not agree with cutting water, and I have not been 100% truthful with Jeff as far as my water scheme and my diet scheme and how closely I have been following that. I apologize for that. I feel like part of it is just me sort of being here, seeing my body firsthand and sort of knowing how my body is responding to these things, you know. So for me, I think the key is loading water like crazy, you know. So for like a week or two prior, drinking 6 to 8 liters, if not more, water per day. That is a lot of water if you've never drank that much water. I literally am running to the bathroom every half hour to pee. And after I pee, I have to put like toilet tissue down my pants because I kind of continue to piss myself. I think just because my bladder and stuff is so like desensitized from being full and emptied constantly. It's kind of gross, but you know, it's part of it. And then like 2 or 3 days prior, I think if you have the time, because I didn't really have the time this week because I was flushing myself so much because of the, you know, subcutaneous water that I had retained after my binge after the competition. But anyway, if you have the time, you know, I would say probably 3 days before you start to taper it back to like maybe 1.5, 2 liters. Then the day, like 2 days before, maybe back to like a liter. And then like the day before, which is today, probably like 20 ounces, you know, and that is very little water. And that's where I think everybody's very conflicted about this because you have to be very careful. You know, if you're exerting yourself or if you're already dehydrated or malnourished or what have you, like depleting water and loading salt, which is another aspect of this, I think, those can be very dangerous things to manipulate. So I completely agree with people. I hesitate to say this, but I wonder if that's why Jeff is a little reluctant to recommend that to people because, you know, it's kind of like putting yourself out there a little bit, even though he wouldn't be held responsible at all. But, you know, just to sort of advise someone to dehydrate themselves, that's a risky bet, you know. And I know a lot of the shows will say if you get on stage and you are obviously incoherent or if you're stumbling or if you're having issues, they will kick you out of the contest and make you go to the hospital. So I totally get that. But anyway, I'm very dehydrated right now. I have like dry mouth and all that stuff. And I think, you know, I woke up this morning, I weighed myself after going to the bathroom. I was 155.6 again. I think that's roughly what I was yesterday. But anyway, I thought, oh my gosh, I binged last night, then I went to bed. I'm going to be so much heavier, but I actually weighed myself and I wasn't. You know, and I think I'm starving, you know, so I think my body took as much of that food as it could. But, you know, I think I didn't binge myself to the point I did last weekend, though. I did not binge myself to the point where my belly was distended and I just couldn't go to sleep because I felt so awful. I didn't do that. And I didn't drink a lot of water either, though. I think that was also part of it. You know, I wasn't drinking a lot of water I didn't have any water yesterday. Actually, I had a very little amount because I was just so busy. I was going all the time with work. So anyway, I was basically the same weight this morning. I haven't eaten anything yet. I probably won't eat anything until after the polygraph when I get to New Jersey because I'm still not hungry from what I ate last night, obviously. I'm very thirsty, but I don't think I just can't chug water because I think if I do that, I think the water is going to combine with all the sodium I had yesterday and all the carbs, and I think that's where you get the bloat. And that is the reason why I decided personally to start cutting back on the water, because I noticed I would wake up in the morning, I would have crazy cuts and definition, my skin would be kind of that papery look, and then as I would drink water throughout the day, I would lose those cuts. I would lose like the vascularity and stuff, and you know, I think that was 100% because of the water that I had been drinking. So that's where I kind of experimented. And I think that's what's true with the bodybuilding and stuff like this. I think you have to experiment and kind of figure out what works best for your body as a general rule. So anyway, that is my suggestion. And I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get to New Jersey. I'm going to polygraph. I have spray tan tonight at 7. Not sure how that's going to go because I still kind of have a little bit of my old spray tan that I can still see. It's kind of crackling now and breaking up, but I don't know. I assume you can get a spray tan over a spray tan. I guess I'll find out tonight and see what the people say. But anyway, I have a hotel in New Jersey, obviously. I guess I'm going to check in there early if I can. And, you know, maybe just chill. I'm going to take it easy on the food today. I mean, Jeff said to carb up. To be honest, I just feel like, I think this is going to be a tough competition because I just noticed last year there were so many people for one thing. And for another thing, I think, it's by height, so there's no weight classes per se. And I also think the guys in it are just bigger, you know, so I'm almost thinking it might benefit me somewhat to, you know, have a fuller look for this. I don't know, you know, but then again, I just think I think the cuts and the definition are what really won it for me and in this recent competition in my first one. So I don't want to get too like, I don't know, I don't want to lose too much definition by eating too much crap today. But anyway, I think I'm going to take it easy and just kind of stick with what I've got in my bag. I don't think I need to go out and hit any restaurants or anything. I do need to get some ham sandwiches thrown together. I think Jeff said I'm supposed to eat that before the competition tomorrow. So I might just go to Subway and get like a foot long and have them cut it in half. Just sit on that until tomorrow and put it in my hotel fridge. I guess that's it. I just want this to be over. I know I keep saying that, but I'm just at a point where I think that was part of it last night too, when I just went and started eating. I was like, who cares? I'm just so over this right now. And that would be another piece of advice to somebody that's doing a competition for the first time. Don't do 2 back-to-back. Like, these are a week apart, and I did it, or I will have done it, but it's just so tough. You get to that milestone of that first competition, and, you know, whether you win or lose, I think you're just so elated to be done with the first one. You know, you go out and eat way too much, and then you're playing catch up for the next one, which is kind of miserable. And I think it's just better just to sort of reach that first finish line and it be the only finish line and just be done with it, you know, because at this point I'm just so over it. I'm so tired of so tired of thinking about food and so tired of thinking about what I can and cannot put in my body and all that shit. Like, there's just so much more to life than that, and I want to have the energy again. I want to go back to the gym and work out for the pleasure of it and not, you know, to get a pump and not push myself too much because I have a competition coming up and all that crap. I just want to be normal again. I just want to go back to the way things were before. I don't want to put on all the weight right away, obviously, but, you know, I just don't want to think about food anymore. I'm so tired of it. You know, that having been said, I think tonight, see, the trick is going to be getting the pizza and not eating it. I think tonight I was going to try to get a little pizza from Papa John's for the competition tomorrow. So, like, literally just get a little pizza and put it in the fridge and take it to the show tomorrow and have it, you know, beforehand, like I did this past competition to fill out a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I love Papa John's, so like I said, the challenge is going to be getting that pizza and not eating it tonight because I'll be hungry again by that point. And you know how pizza smells. You can't like help yourself or whatever, especially when you're like malnourished. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and then competition, and like I said, there's no Panda Express, so I think I actually might try to hit, there's a Chick-fil-A. I think I might try to do the Chick-fil-A after the competition if it's not too late. Or maybe I can get it during, like, between shows and put it in the car, heat it up or whatever. But anyway, I love me some Chick-fil-A, and I know that there is a Chick-fil-A within driving distance of the competition from last time. So anyway, I'll do some Chick-fil-A. And I'm kind of hoping tomorrow morning, I have to get up so early to drive the car back into the city to have it back by 11. Kind of hoping I can stop at a Cracker Barrel and maybe have a nice Cracker Barrel breakfast, even if it's by myself, you know, before I get back into the city. So anyway, lots of healthy food on the horizon. You know, that's what's so funny about a bodybuilding competition. You're supposed to be so healthy. Like, you're supposed to be the picture of health on stage. And I guess you are for that time period. And then afterwards, it's like, you know, you follow a bodybuilder around after the competition and see what they eat. Maybe I'll bring the camera along for that. That might be kind of fun, actually. So anyway, I better get going, actually. I keep watching my GPS and the time keeps increasing. So yeah, I have to drive through New York City on the Cross Bronx Expressway. So I guess that's it. I'll probably check in when I get to New Jersey.